name is Deb Blair, and Rhonda and I met at a Bible study, of all things, at Creekside Baptist Church. Creekside Church. It used to be First Southern Baptist, but then they changed the name. And I remember while I was there, I started going through divorce. And, Rhonda, one day, I guess she looked at the Bible study roster and she realized we were neighbors. So one Saturday morning, there's a knock at my door, and there's Rhonda with her dog. And I'm like, okay, stalker, what's going on? And she was so funny. She was like, I just realized we were neighbors, and I was taking my dog for a walk, and I thought I'd come by and say hi. And so we chatted, and she wanted to, do things, start to go out to dinner and do things like that. And I don't think she really knew I was going through divorce. But, and I knew, just as you all know, Rhonda's tough. She's not an easy friend. She will call you on everything. If something comes out of your mouth, you better be able to defend it. And you better have the facts behind it, or she'll rip you apart. That's just who Rhonda was, because she had a thing about truth and about things being accurate. And you talk about being particular. Traveling with Rhonda is a whole other level of particular. But I loved her, and she was a great support to me. And my daughter was in 6th grade, and so she helped her with her algebra, which was wonderful. And we just became friends and started doing things. And I remember when I wanted to see Adele, and I told Rhonda, I really want to go see Adele. And she said, I do too, but I had a trip planned to go see my daughter overseas, and Rhonda had a family reunion, and we were both going to be gone when Adele was in our area. So we started looking at the dates, and we decided, let's go to Chicago to see Adele. So that's what we did. And Thomas and Dennis came, and some other friends came, and we spent 4 or 5 days in Chicago. 5 days, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. And we had so much fun, and I had 4 cheap seats and 4 expensive seats. Of course, we sat in the expensive seat because she was right there. Sorry, Thomas was in the cheap seat. And from there, I flew on my trip, and she flew to a family reunion in Arkansas. And I just remember thinking, who else would have done this with me? She was up for it. And then I decided I was turning 60, and I said, I really want to go to my 50th state. And that was Alaska. And she goes, well, let's go on a cruise. Okay. So we plan a cruise. Thomas and Dennis, again, come with us. And we had so much fun. And all we talked about was when we retire, we're going to travel. And she wanted to travel with me, and I wanted her to come. And of course, as soon as she retired, it seemed like she got the diagnosis, and it was, this terrible time. The last 2.5 years have been so hard. But Rhonda, I was probably one of the only people she would watch Jeopardy with. And we would have these epic battles to say the answer first. And we were both really competitive. I'm a former coach, so I was not afraid of her. I was a little afraid, but I never told her. She had her categories of like world history, all the things she taught, she was so good at. And I thought, Peloponnesians, I don't even know who that is. I don't know anything about that. But I had my categories, and the health and kinesiology and sports and the body human, and she did potables. We had our things. But I just remember going over there, and she'd have them all taped. So we would watch them. We'd watch like 6 or 7 of them and just battle. And it was so silly, but we just had so much fun. And she was a dear, dear friend. And I'm going to miss her so much, just as I know all of you will, because there's no one quite like her. She was tough, but she was worth every minute of it. Just because of how much she loved you back. And you knew it. You knew she loved you and supported you, and she'd do anything for you. So we all remember her so fondly.